What's up, guys? Welcome to the Chess Giant. Earlier this week, we posted a few videos on Bobby Fischer, so I thought it would be fitting to review the opening named after him. The Sozin, or Fischer-Sozin, is one of the most aggressive and honestly dangerous responses to the Sicilian Defense. Fischer used it his entire career and had tons of success with it. This video, I'm going to cover Fischer's go-to variations. He was the best to ever play this opening, so it can't hurt to play it just like he did. The opening itself starts off with e4, c5, here we see the Sicilian Defense, knight f3, d6, d4, white breaking through the center of the board, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, naturally developing the knight and attacking this e4 pawn, knight c3, defending it, knight c6, and bishop c4, the Fischer-Sozin attack. And in this video, I'm going to show you Black's four most popular responses, including e6, bishop d7, queen b6, and g6. And hopefully in this video, I can help you guys be prepared for anything that comes your way. The first move we're going to go over is the most popular, with e6, and its purpose is two-sided. First off, it looks to create some breathing room for the bishop on f8 to come to e7. And second off, it looks to limit the activity of this bishop on c4. Here, Fischer loved this bishop b3 idea, and this is very common for the Fischer-Sozin attack, to bring the bishop to c4, back to b3, and eventually play f4 and f5. However, we don't want to rush this, but instead develop our pieces as much as possible first with bishop e3, followed by castle, and here after a move like bishop d7, now we can start to push with f4. And after a6, again, there's no rush to push with f5, but instead just continue to develop our pieces with queen f3. Now we see rook c8, and here we can play f5. And after f5, as you'll see, the bishop, knight, and pawn are all attacking this e6 pawn. So the best move here is to play knight takes d4. And after a move like king h8, Fischer loved g4, pushing his pawns down the board and now threatening g5. So the best move is probably knight g8 here, and now we can play rook a d1. And I really like white's position and white's activity here. The bishop pair is very nice, clamping down on the king on h8. We have a nice knight on c3 that can eventually come to d5, and we've created some space on the king side of the board with this f5 and g4 pawns. So that pretty much covers e6. The next move we're going to cover is g6. And just like h6 or a6, g6 is actually a mistake on Black's end because it allows knight takes e6 followed by e5. Very nice move on white's end. Idea being, if d takes e5, we can play bishop takes s7 check, and at move 10, we're up a queen. So after e5, Black can't take the pawn, but after a move like knight d7, we can trade off on d6 and castle. I really like white's position here. I actually think it's almost winning. We're about to bring our rook to e1 with check, attacking that king on e8. We have a very active bishop on c4, attacking that f7 pawn. We have a bishop that's about to come into the game to f4, g5, or maybe even h6. I really like white's position here. Again, after g6, we take the c6 knight and we play e5. So that pretty much covers g6. The next move we're going to go over is bishop d7, and here Fischer loved going back to his bishop b3 idea, but here after g6, now playing f3. And after a move like knight a5, we can play bishop g5, and after bishop g7, we can play queen d2. Fischer personally liked castling queenside and pushing with g4 and h4, etc. But really you can do whatever you'd like here. It's active, it's flexible, you can castle either direction. You can attack on the king side, you can just try to create a space advantage and eventually bring this knight to d5 with the rook on d1 and e1. I like white's position here, and really it's up to you how you want to play it. The last move that we'll briefly cover is Queen b6. Queen b6 is a very aggressive move, looking to create some counterplay and attacking this knight on d4. The most popular move is knight b3, and I personally don't really like this move. It's kind of passive, and the knight's not really doing much, and white doesn't perform well after playing knight b3. The move that I recommend is knight de2, and Fischer actually had a really nice game against Paul Benko, and I'll leave that game running. Fischer against Benko brought the knight back to e2, castle kingside, and eventually marched the pawns down the board, aggressively going after the opponent's king. I think this game really shows Fischer's attacking prowess, especially in the Fischer-Sozin Attack, an opening he played so well it got named after him. Needless to say, guys, I think this opening has a ton of potential for you aggressive/attacking players. I can also personally testify this opening is very hard to play against. I'm a Najdorf player, but Fischer would play the exact same way, and bishop c4 was honestly the move I hated most. White would then play bishop e3, and eventually throw the f-pawn down to f5, and there's really not much I could do to stop it. White will always have attacking chances, it has a proven track record, and is really hard to play against. So thanks for watching today's video, subscribe for more chess content, and I'm wishing y'all a great day. Peace. Thanks for watching today's video. If you'd like to watch another one, you can click or tap up here, and I've got a lot more high quality chess content on the way. So if you'd like to subscribe, you can click or tap down here. I really appreciate your support.